Good evening. I welcome you to Strange Nexus, your portal to the realms of the strange, spooky, and unexplained. On tonight's episode, the truth unfolds with a chilling tale of one man's descent into madness and depravity. Professor Edmund Blackwood, a once respected figure in the academic world, takes center stage in this harrowing narrative. Blackwood confesses his most dreadful secrets to a pair of detectives, revealing a lifetime of perverse experiments and unholy rituals.
I must confess, Detective, that I find myself in a most peculiar and perilous situation. The cold iron shackles that bind my wrists and ankles are not the restraints of common criminals, but the cruel manacles of a man who dabbled in the darkest arts of science and the occult. My name is Professor Edmund Blackwood, and as you may have already surmised, I stand accused of crimes most heinous and unnatural. It is with a heavy heart and a mind teetering on the precipice of madness that I recount to you the gruesome tale of my life's work. A tale that began innocently enough, but spiraled into a nightmare of abhorrent experiments and unholy rituals. My descent into this abyss of madness commenced many years ago, in the quiet town of Oxford, where I served as a professor of biology and natural sciences. I was a man of advancing age, a widower who had outlived his wife and children, and my solitude left me with an insatiable thirst for knowledge, a thirst that drove me to explore the most esoteric realms of science. It was in the dusty, forgotten corners of the university library that I first stumbled upon the writings of a long-deceased alchemist named Enoch Abernathy. His tomes, cloaked in obscurity and whispered about only in hushed tones, promised the secrets of life and death, the power to manipulate the very fabric of existence itself. I became obsessed with Abernathy's work, devoting my every waking moment to unraveling the enigmatic texts and deciphering their cryptic incantations. In the confines of my secluded study, I began my experiments. I delved into the arcane arts of alchemy, anatomy, and forbidden biology. My first foray was an attempt to resurrect a dead rat, a creature so far removed from man that I felt no moral qualms in tampering with its mortal coil. With each incantation and ritualistic gesture, I could feel the boundaries of reality bending, and it was not long before the rat's eyes flickered open and it scampered about my laboratory, a grotesque mockery of life. This initial success, albeit a twisted one, filled me with both awe and dread. I had dared to play with the forces of life and death, and now there was no turning back. With renewed vigor, I sought to push the boundaries of my experiments further. I began to splice together the tissues of various animals, attempting to create hybrid creatures that defied the laws of nature. These grotesque amalgamations, stitched together from parts of different species, prowled my laboratory, their anguished cries echoing through the cold stone walls. But it was not enough. My lust for knowledge and power knew no bounds. I needed to go further, to create a being that was not merely an abomination, but a pinnacle of unnatural life. And so, I turned to the forbidden rites of the occult. In my research, I uncovered a series of incantations and rituals that promised the summoning of otherworldly beings, entities that dwelled beyond the veil of human perception. It was said that these beings possessed knowledge and power beyond mortal comprehension, and that they could grant their acolytes unimaginable abilities. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with trepidation, I set forth to invoke these otherworldly entities. My first attempt was a harrowing ordeal. The ritual required the sacrifice of a living being, a blood offering to beckon the attention of the unholy. I procured a stray dog from the streets, a wretched creature whose life was already marked by suffering. As I plunged the ceremonial dagger into its heart, the night air seemed to thicken with a malevolent presence. I spoke the incantations, my voice quivering with fear and anticipation, and to my astonishment, a portal to another realm began to manifest before me. From the swirling abyss emerged a being of pure darkness, its form shifting and undulating like a living shadow. Its eyes were orbs of crimson fire, and its voice was a cacophony of whispers that clawed at the very fabric of my sanity. It offered me knowledge, power, and untold secrets, but in exchange, it demanded my soul. I hesitated, for I knew that to accept its offer was to consign myself to eternal damnation. But the lure of forbidden knowledge was too great. and I reluctantly agreed. The pact was sealed, and the entity bestowed upon me a profound understanding of the cosmos and the dark arts. With this newfound knowledge, I conducted experiments that defied the laws of nature, reshaping life itself in blasphemous ways. I combined the blood of animals and the essence of celestial bodies to create abhorrent chimeras that defied all reason. I bred creatures with the attributes of both man and beast, abominations that walked the line between life and death. I reveled in my newfound powers, my laboratory a hellish playground where the boundaries of morality and reality had ceased to exist. As the years passed, my experiments grew ever more grotesque and unnatural. I ventured into the realm of necromancy, reanimating the dead with foul incantations and black magic. The corpses of humans and animals alike became my playthings, their tortured souls trapped in a liminal state of existence, tormented by the horrors I had wrought upon them. My descent into madness was all-encompassing, and I cared not for the consequences of my actions. I had become a pariah, shunned by society, my reputation tarnished beyond redemption. But I cared not for the opinions of mortals, for I had glimpsed the forbidden truths of the cosmos, and I had drunk deeply from the cup of madness. It was only a matter of time before my vile experiments drew the attention of the authorities. My laboratory was raided, and I was arrested, my monstrous creations destroyed in a blaze of righteous fury. And now, here I sit, in the dimly lit interrogation room, the weight of my sins bearing down upon me, knowing that the gallows await me as my final destination. Detective, I confess my crimes to you not out of remorse, but as a testament to the horrors that lurk at the fringes of human knowledge. I have glimpsed the abyss, and it has consumed me utterly. As I await my impending execution, I can only pray that my tale serves as a warning to those who would dare to tread the treacherous path of forbidden knowledge and the dark arts. For in the pursuit of power and enlightenment, I've become the embodiment of madness and damnation, a living testament to the horrors that await those who dare to dance with the shadows that lie beyond the veil of reality. May my confession stand as a grim reminder of the consequences of tampering with the forces of life and death. And may my name be forever cursed as a cautionary tale for all who would seek to cross the boundaries of the natural world into the abyss of the unknown.
This reality never ceases to amaze me. What a tale. Now click subscribe and like this video for more Strange Nexus.